Alright, there we go. We're gonna do 2 Levi Knicks videos and call it a night because it's raining and I don't know if the power's gonna cut out or not. So let's try to get these 2 videos out the way.
Chat, I really didn't think I'd live long enough to see an actual Joanna man playing in the WNBA, but I have to say I really admire these women. I admire them because they don't let facts get in the way of their opinions. So this is WNBA star Gabby Williams supporting trans women playing in the league. What do we got here? What do we got?
I think it's trans rights now is our new battle. That's what I think I was saying. That
The new battle should be scoring more than 8 points a game.
Shots fired!
That should be the next battle. Make the games exciting. That's the next one.
like the battles have changed.
Oh, yes.
You know, like our intentions have been the same, but now the environment has changed. We see trans people's rights being, stripped away from them. There's a lot of discourse around trans athletes and what they can compete in. I would welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team.
They would dominate you, bro. You would welcome it. They would dominate you. And just stick around to the end. I'm going to cover some comments of previous videos, and I'm actually going to show you some of these guys that are pledging to be in the league. Bro, this story is wild.
Anytime. I don't think it's a problem in the world. It's just another way to kind of attack trans people. We've seen players like Lasia Clarendon who stepped into that forefront and have been brave enough and courageous enough to kind of step up.
I love how she's speaking with so much courage in the absence of knowledge. It is really breathtaking. It's awe-inspiring, and it's really something beautiful. So this is a guy, his name is Enes, I believe his name's Enes something. What's his name? He's an old NBA player, Enes Kanter. So this dude's like 6'10", 250 pounds.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Dude, I love it. I can't wait till these guys. I can't wait. There's another one. There's another guy. Former NBA player Royce White. This dude, I think he's like 6'8". This dude's also huge.
This week I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I think I'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, he definitely.
But I'm a team first guy. I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever
I'll bring the penis to the court.
girls need me to do. I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the women's association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So. And I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment.
Yeah.
I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman.
Give this woman a chance and stop being a bigot. Chat, quick question. You spend all day trying to improve your life. You hit the gym, you track your calories, you try to make more money, and you work on yourself. And some of you guys are still getting nicotine products that are loaded with chemicals. The music, but just wait, bro.
Let's go.
Get in the weight room, kid!
See you in the locker room. He's a force of nature, an absolute unit. The women are trying, but they just can't contain him.
I'm too slow, too weak. Arms too short. Keep trying.
It's so good, bro. Watch this 360 McTwisty. Oh my lord.
I'm the definition of a woman.
It would be
Women ball?
It would be so easy for them. A man's gonna be in the WNBA and he's gonna drop a 60 bomb the first game, dude. It wouldn't even be a competition at this
How to be
point.
a woman boss.
It wouldn't even be a competition if they jumped in the WNBA, bro. And this guy could be a mediocre player. Maybe he averaged 10 to 12 points a game. He could go to the WNBA and drop a 60 bomb. LeBron would be doing Wilt Chamberlain numbers every single game. 100 points a game. Triple digit scoring. It would be monstrous. It would be hilarious. I hope they actually do this. I hope they do this so they can put their money where their mouth is. I really do. Because until they do it, they're not going to realize how stupid they sound. And this is some of the coaches. This is the Indiana Fever coach. Honestly, even their names are dumb.
Stupid.
Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White. What does she got to say?
What is your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't.
What is your stance?
Yeah, exclusion's never the answer, right? It's only inclusion. What about the people that had to be eligible to make it to the league, huh? How about that? If exclusion's never the answer and it's always about inclusion, let the big back women who are 350 pounds on Section 8 and food stamps play in the WNBA. Why don't we let the women without legs play in the WNBA? What about women with no arms? You know, I demand more equality and more inclusion for the paraplegic women to be in the WNBA. I don't care if they're in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter to me. I want inclusion. This is what matters. So here is a WNBA player, a potential WNBA player. They're looking to sign a transgender French basketball player named Julie Tetart. I thought it was Julie Retard. This dude is a 6'3" man and averages 20 rebounds a game. This is insane.
Tick, tick, boom. Bringing the noise.
Like this dude is straight balling. This is a 6'3" man. That's a man. That dude is shredded. You're telling me that dude is going up against chicks? How is this even close to fair? What are the French doing? And the thing is if you can be 6'3" and get 20 rebounds a game in the WNBA or in a women's league, bro, you got to be at least 6'10" to be averaging that much. What does Trump got to say?
And I'll tell you what, if I were ever, I'd be the greatest women's basketball coach in history. Because I don't like LeBron James. I like Michael Jordan much better. But I'd go up to LeBron James, it doesn't matter. I'd say, LeBron, did you ever have any desire to be a woman? Because what I'd love you to do is star on my team that I'm building up. I will have the greatest team in history. They'll never lose. Nobody will come within 70 points of this team.
He's right, though.
But we have to change that, and we have to make it okay to talk about it. You know, the young lady I was talking about is afraid to talk about it. She's shunned and she's canceled when she talks about it. This is crazy. Right, Kellyanne? I see my...
That's insane. They would average 70 points a game, dude. Oh, my God. So here's the first ever WNBA trans player post-game interview. What do we got?
What's your favorite part about playing in the WNBA?
Ooh, I'd say probably whacking off in the showers. Yeah.
Okay, stop it there, dude.
Everyone's just looking at you and they're absolutely disgusted, but they're too afraid to say something because that makes them a bigot and also somehow a racist at the same time. It's great. Fear gets me off.
How are you able to be so...
Nicole Jokic, 96 points, 84 rebounds, 1 assist.
Dominant.
Well, I got a cock and balls, so that definitely helps, honey.
Does your boner affect the way you play defense and the way that they can move the ball and score?
It helps me stiffen up a little bit, you know?
I mean, it's obvious you have an advantage.
I mean, let's leave that up to the liberal lesbians to decide, you know? I mean, scientists is dorks.
When did you first realize that you are a woman?
Well, I've always been extremely entitled, and I drive like a fucking idiot. I never take responsibility for my actions, and I use emotional outbursts to get what I want. So I was like, you know what? This sounds like just like every fucking woman I've ever met.
Is it true you dunked on 3 players and asked them how your nuts smelled?
Oh, I most definitely did. And they're lucky we don't share a shower. Otherwise, they'd be finding out. And I'm on my fake period right now, which means there's just a bunch of dried, stale ketchup down there in my panties, and it don't smell good.
As a trans person, what rights do you specifically don't have?
Well, number one, I can't get buck naked at a parade, put a puppet around my dinger around a bunch of kids. Oppression.
Okay, that's just disgusting and uncalled for.
Some people bring their kids to it. It's art. Look, I'm just as feminine as Asia Wilson or Brittany Griner. My apologies to Bam Adebayo and Kevin Durant, but y'all might be gay.
Dude, I was just scrolling and saw this on my feed. And now people are like protesting Sophie Cunningham for what she said. I think I have it right here. What is she said something which was extremely based in my opinion. So I don't know why people are trying to cancel Sophie Cunningham when she's like one of the ones that's actually based. This poor girl, though.
On that same vein, in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense.
I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah. Do you see your advocacy on that, like, taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that.
I completely agree. As a dad with a daughter, the last thing I want is frickin', Jamal playing against my daughter, dude. This is absolutely wild. But the lefties are going nuts on this. Here we got a septum ring theory going. Let's go.
The truth is trans women are women, and so if they would like to play women...
Trans women are women?
You're a liar!
No, they're not. They're dudes cosplaying as chicks.
...sports, then that would be something that they should do as women.
A few former NBA first-round picks came out yesterday and declared for the WNBA draft. Are you supportive of them?
Yeah, so if they truly were trans, then I would be perhaps supportive of them, but they're not.
Who determines who's really a woman, though?
I would say I would love to see them play against Asia Wilson and beat her.
They would destroy her. Women already do.
I doubt they would. So, thank you so much.
Someone got upset.
I admire how little of evidence these women need to feel certain about something. She's about as sharp as a dadgum marble. I just don't see how you could be so stupid. And even the coaches are doing it. It's not just some of these stupid players. It's the coaches. This is one of the coaches. Trans Kids Belong is a shirt they're wearing. What?
Of trans kids. Trans Kids Belong on the shirt. This in the aftermath of
Lock these people up. Lock these people up for thinking we need to be pushing a trans ideology to frickin' children. Lock these people up. Everybody, circle up. It's the circus. Come on down. Still wearing diapers on their face. That one in the front looks like they were made by God in a hurry. God submitted that body type at 11:59. Said, you know what? I got to get this one in last minute.
Transphobes not welcome here.
And with people like this, I feel like I would try to explain it slower, but I don't feel like the speed is the problem.
Shots fired!
I don't feel like the speed is the problem. I feel like it's just the overall concept of saying, hey, biology is real. Biology is a thing. There's scientists out there that actually know what they're talking about. I heard Elliot Page is actually jumping out there now. Elliot Page, equality goes both ways. Where's my NBA contract? Well, this is what I'm saying. Where's my NBA contract at? Where's all the inclusion with... guys like me who are 6'2" and white and can't play basketball at all. Why can't I be in the WNBA? They're even talking about this stuff on the news.
Just so we're clear here on the WNBA, Sophie's alone. She's alone right now.
I think there are a lot of people that agree with her. They just don't want us to talk about it.
But that's even worse.
Yeah, it is.
That's even worse that you're going to allow one of your colleagues that's trying to protect all of you guys as if it's a controversial point of view to say that the men should play in the men's league and the women should play in the women's league. Yep. And right now, all the attention and scrutiny, they're going to try to suppress her. Thank God.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Like, these people need to act like my hairline and just back up for a second.
Shots fired!
They need to back up for a second because they're totally going against biology. But we live in a world right now where if you don't support this ideology, you're labeled as a bigot and you're labeled as a transphobe. And it's like, no, it's not that. I just don't want biological men dominating women's areas. I'm very much so. I think women are a protected class for a reason. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I'm married. I have a daughter. I love my mom. I love my wife. Love my daughter. Why would I ever want biological men to enter into spaces where they should feel safe, right? On a court, in a locker room. That is insane to me. You're telling me they're going to be, like, my daughter has the potential to have another dude in a locker room with her. That's insane to me. That is insanity.
You should just admit it at this point. They don't stand with natural-born women. They don't stand with Trump supporters. The WNBA just exposed themselves as raging hypocrites, and I'm going to show you what they said. First, let's go back to what happened. If you didn't see, 2 NBA players have said that they're going to file for the 2027 WNBA draft.
Good.
Because the WNBA says that they will just accept any man that wants to be a woman. So thank goodness these 2 players have stepped forward and said, okay, cool. If you're going to accept men into your league, sign me up. Suddenly, the WNBA has a problem with that, even though their guidelines on who can actually apply for their draft is so vague that men actually can just show up. They don't like this now because they have a problem with Trump supporters. They have a problem, I'm assuming, with natural-born women that don't agree with their narratives. So the part of their statement that really got to me is that the WNPA, which is the union for players, says that they're not going to be used as political pawns. Come again? Because
you already are, dude.
I was about to say, yeah, you pretty much
Trans
already are.
kids belong. Silence is... come on.
you have been very political for years.
Yeah.
Do you just hate
They've
Trump
been very political the entire time. What are you talking about?
supporters? Do you just hate natural-born women? Do you hate anybody that doesn't agree with you? Like, this was just the other day.
This woman is so stupid, it looks like she needs to open up a glass door just to see what's on the other side.
Shots fired!
Hey, you're telling me that you don't want to be political, yet you're allowing your coaches to wear trans kids belong shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have this moment. I thought you didn't want to be political. I thought you had a problem with being a...
Good Lord, what is that one right there? That one's a... What is that? That one looks like Joanna Man. You know, my expectations with this video were really on the ground, but I see all these women really just brought a shovel.
Political pawn. I mean... Kamala Harris for the culture. Be so effing for real.
Stupid.
This is the politics they have a problem with. When a man wants to stand up for women and prove that the WNBA is full of hypocrites, their whole standard is hypocritical at best because they say that they want to be inclusive and add trans athletes. But now it's a problem when men, manly men, want to join their league. How do you draw the line, WNBA?
You don't draw the line. That's how you do it. I love it. I think we need to see it, though. Until they see a full-blown man in the league, they're not going to realize how stupid they are. They're not going to realize what they've done. We have to let this guy play. We've got to let him play. We have to let him play. Because if they never get the full brunt of it, they're never going to know, dude. Wow. They're never going to know.
He's got some size.
Too small. Weak stuff out here. Get that weak stuff out of here. What? I'm just naturally gifted. Nothing unusual there. Play on. Too small. Gun. Gang, you got him down box.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go to some of the comments on a previous video, the one we did about Ellen DeGeneres, or Degenerate, may I say. Shout out to you guys. That video got over 100,000 views, which is an outlier for me. So I appreciate you guys. It seems as though Ellen DeGeneres was actually pretty... Sorry, these style of videos. Let's get into some comments, though. Hollywood is a cult. I agree. And we still don't have any arrests. This is true. If I held my breath waiting for arrests, I'd be dead. Ricky is an effing legend. As the USAID money dries up, a lot of these truths will come out. Keep exposing them. That's what I'm going to do, brother. Exposed, and yet none of them are arrested. Everyone involved has the money to leave the country to avoid any punishment. I knew there had to be a good reason why Wendy Williams was being shut up and shut away. Hollywood needs to be eradicated entirely. It's the same thing with musicians. Everyone is in a death cult. Nobody going to jail. The elite criminals are above the law. Katy Perry literally said she sold her soul to the devil when she entered the industry. Many others have also. Johnny Carson banned her from this show. That tells you a lot. The price for Hollywood? Your eternal soul. The court jester is exactly the role, and the reason I love Ricky. I thought it was wild when they were all laughing knowing that he was talking about them. They were laughing at themselves, trying to cover up trying to cover it up by just pretending it was a joke, but a few of them were looking mad. Ellen didn't look like a high elf in that picture. She looked like Gollum.
Shots fired!
Hollywood is big. The world is so much bigger. They're sacrificing their souls for money, fame, and power. That's what happens to the ego-driven. Hollywood has destroyed many young people, and quite a few are dead because of their secret, but it's all coming out. Thanks for posting this. Dude, that's my job here. It's my job. Talk about the things that people are afraid to talk about. I stand up for the common man and the common folk. That's what I do, man. I don't like nerfing myself, I guess you could say. I don't like sitting here and, talking about playing it safe. I like talking about the things that people want to hear. I got strong opinions. That's why I talk about this stuff. And luckily, I've got an awesome community like you guys that stands up with me, which is awesome. I found my people, which is great, which is why I started the channel in the first place. But what do you guys think about this WNBA situation? What do you think, dude? Do you think they should allow these men in? I think they should. They should 100% allow them in. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's always good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.
Alright, now the next one.
The Ellen DeGeneres situation's getting even more sticky. It's almost as sticky as Jeffrey Epstein's bedroom floor. It's just getting bad. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy watching me expose Hollywood elites. We're going to be doing more of these. So let's get off into this.
Rosie O'Donnell just said something that no one was expecting her to say out loud. The real reason Ellen fled from the U.S. and ended her show is much darker than what you might think. And once you connect all the dots, everything starts to make sense. Ellen's executive producer, Twitch, and her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, both died under mysterious circumstances less than 6 months after the Ellen show ended. And allegedly, Ellen was involved.
I have an understanding of the cycle of show business and kind of what happens in people's careers and when enough is enough. And oftentimes people don't know that. I think I have a good balance of both in my life, of the importance of both, and it's hard to maintain. It's hard to do, especially when you're doing a show like that. But I don't think it was the be kind thing that got her. I think that's simplification. But it was a lot of things, and it was complicated. And I'm glad that she's going to be finished and she can get some time to herself to just
enjoy some time to herself, to enjoy her multi-millions.
Huge kind of strange thing to be on a show like that and have all that attention on you. And she had it for like 19 years. So
Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen were best friends for years, with Ellen even coming out on her show back in 1996. But now they barely talk. Rosie is now pulling back the curtain on exactly what happened between her and Ellen and why she decided to step away from the public spotlight. The Ellen show went on for more than 20 years, but Rosie was never invited. In May of 2022, Ellen's 20-year run came crashing down after Ellen got exposed for creating a toxic work environment and her employees. Ellen ended her show, and 2 months later, her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, ended up dying in a car crash. In December of that same year, Twitch also committed suicide.
Ellen DeGeneres is speaking out about
2 bodies? That's crazy work. There's some foul play in there, chat. You put a 1 in the chat. It had to be some foul play.
Reports of workplace mistreatment in a letter to her staff.
Two of the people that are really close to you are unalived in the same year? I don't know, bro.
Talk show host shared her initial reaction to the allegations from current and former employees and revealed what actions are being taken to improve company culture. Ellen said she was disappointed to learn about the claims in a recent BuzzFeed article, citing the show's enormous growth over the years and her increased reliance on people to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. She went on to acknowledge that clearly some didn't.
I don't think you achieve anything by bullying people.
In a statement to ET, Warner Brothers, the studio behind Ellen's show,
it looks like she bullies her barber with that cut.
Shots fired!
How you worth $1 bajillion and you still get a cut like a 3rd grader whose grandma cut his hair before school?
They have interviewed dozens of current and former employees in the wake of these allegations. They say that during their investigation, it was revealed that there were some deficiencies related to the show's day-to-day.
She looks like she has an immune deficiency.
Management. And that moving forward, the studio and Ellen are committed to creating a workplace based on respect and inclusion.
You're a liar! I stay grateful and I try to stay humble, and I think that I pay attention to what is important and what is real.
These misconduct allegations stem from a BuzzFeed article that was published last week.
White women really do age like yogurt left out in the desert, bro. That is the face only a dead grandmother could love.
Which included anonymous accounts from a dozen former and 1 current employee.
2 months after The Ellen Show ended, Stephen Twitch Boss, executive producer of The Ellen Show, committed suicide and left a note. Several investigative journalists have said that in this note, Stephen pointed at Ellen as being the cause of his death. Even Stephen's wife said that he was incredibly stressed about something that happened on the show, and that stress is what caused him to take such a horrifying step.
We're learning more tonight about the tragic side of Stephen Twitch Boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach him. The motel manager says he checked in under his own name and never left his room. We also now know that Twitch left a suicide note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past. Entertainer Tyler Perry knows firsthand what that is like.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times. Because it was so dark, I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, is to end my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.
Some sources claim that Twitch saw something behind the scenes that he wasn't supposed to see, and that's what got him. Twitch is...
Yeah, dude, unaliving yourself, it's something that you should never do, man. You should never do. Life gets hard, but that's part of the story, man. That's part of the journey is the destination.
Wife, Allison Holker, revealed that Twitch left her a note before his death. In this note, Twitch talked...
Yeah, he had a son, a beautiful wife, a nice little family, probably had a good little chunk of change in his wallet, had some clout. There's no reason this guy should have unalived himself.
Talked about the pressure Ellen was putting on him. Allegedly, Ellen wanted Twitch to help her clean her image and say that all the workplace allegations against her were false. Fans trusted Twitch, and Ellen wanted to take advantage of this trust. Twitch knew everything that was happening on The Ellen Show, and Ellen wanted to silence him.
Early on the morning of Tuesday, December 12, Twitch packed a small bag with only a change of clothes and his handgun, slipped out of his house without telling Allison, turned his phone to airplane mode so he couldn't be tracked, and took an Uber to the Oak Tree Inn, a dreary two-story motel in a hacienda-style building on heavily trafficked Ventura Boulevard, just a mile from his house, and paid $107 to reserve a room for a single night. Twitch made his way down to room 249 and let himself in. Allison reported to police that Twitch was missing shortly after he had left the house, noting with particular worry that she couldn't reach him by phone, and he had not taken his car with him when he left, two things that she said were very much out of character for him.
Because there were no details about Twitch's death, people just rushed to fill that void. This was at the time when Ellen had built this edifice as the nicest person on television. She would have YouTube stars, and all of a sudden that edifice was crumbling.
The news about Ellen created a wave of online criticism at the time, including some directed at Twitch.
As for exactly what can go on behind closed doors in Hollywood, Rosie O'Donnell once recounted a story about how Bill Cosby had been invited to her show and began to assume the producers his behavior was brushed under the rug.
The pudding. Every time I see him, I'm just like, hey, do you guys want a drink? Hey, does this pudding taste like chloroform?
Because Hollywood is used to it. Sexual abuse is rampant in Hollywood, and at times, even celebrated. Several child actors have claimed that they were taken advantage of when they first
I don't know if y'all saw this Nickelodeon documentary with this dude that looks like a thumb. This dude is a sicko, bro.
Into the industry. These actors were forced to be intimate with music executives and film directors. If you wanted a role, you had to show you were willing to do whatever the director or producer wanted you to do.
About Hollywood managers who manage kids, it's a racket, man.
Did you hear that kid from
They're just grooming these kids, dude.
That kid from Stranger Things. Stranger Things. He just left his manager, and they're alleging sex abuse. They just left their agent. See if you can find that. Owen Benjamin.
The curly hair kid. Oh yeah, he's
Owen
in
Benjamin just put it on his Instagram today because Owen has been taking a lot of heat online because he said that a 3-year-old kid shouldn't be fucking transgender, and people giving him a hard time saying he's a bigot. Like, are you out of your fucking mind?
What's up with this transgender?
Stranger Things actor dropped agent because of accused of assault. Disney star follows suit. Jesus Christ, this is nuts.
Watch
man.
An Open Secret, and they go through. Dude, they pick. They're accusing people. It's for free. I think on Vimeo.
Yeah,
you can watch it for free. On Open Secret.
It's on YouTube or something.
On Vimeo.
You know what Sturgill Simpson told me? He said the same thing exists in music.
What?
He said in music there's a bunch of pedos and pederasts
for sure.
in music as well.
The entertainment business all the way through. Music. This was about. This is about music and movies and TV. It's about the whole entertainment business.
Women and kids.
Mostly kids.
And sometimes dudes. You know, Terry Crews said that he was attacked. Well, not attacked. Some dude grabbed his dick
in front of his wife.
Some famous dude grabbed his.
Justin Bieber's name comes up every time the topic of the mistreatment of child actors is.
Well, you got to think, if you if you want that level of fame, you want that level of stardom, you want that level of clout, you have to give up something of yourself. You have to give something up and trade it for that. It's not an even exchange. You want to be rich and famous? I'm going to need something. I'm going to need that. And that's what Hollywood's all about. How many, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I see a lot of people in Hollywood that are talentless, aren't good actors, aren't good singers, aren't good performers, but yet they're famous, selling out stadiums. We were at Target the other day. I don't even remember the girl's name. It was some random artist I'd never even heard of. It was like Megan, I don't even remember her freaking name. It was some girl I'd never heard of. She was all over Target. All over Target. And then all of a sudden she had a #1 selling album. I'm like, who is this person? Who is this person? And just out of nowhere, she just blew up.
Disgust. Justin's 48-hour party with Diddy and the constant harassment he faced at the hands of creeps was horrifying. And rather than trying to help him out, Ellen laughed at him. This is how she reacted to a teenager's privacy being attacked. 17 different times. And in her own words, Ellen said that she knew what Diddy was doing at his after-parties. The timing of Ellen's fleeing the U.S. also lines up with...
So some of you guys told me that these baby oil bottles were laced with GHB. That is wild work. That is wild.
Diddy's arrest. In 2024, a month after the FBI raided Diddy's Miami mansion, Ellen announced that she was leaving the U.S. forever and moved to the UK with her wife.
Why does Ellen's face look like it was written in cursive? What is that?
Is that going to be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Simply moving the UK isn't that suspicious, but the timing. The way Ellen completely changed her appearance. And how she stepped away from the public
I don't think she completely changed her appearance. She just started looking like a frickin' raisin.
spotlight do make you think. To make matters even worse, Ellen recently announced that she's planning to come back. And believe it or not, this announcement came after Diddy filed for early release.
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very
she could
sincere.
virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Oh, bit of
could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia.
What I don't get is why they won't release all the Epstein files. Why not release the Epstein files? Why not release the Diddy files? Why not release every single one of the files? Why not? What are we trying to hide here? Who are we trying to protect?
Entertainment publication The Wrap has the exclusive story and said Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have moved to rural.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're...
It's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first,
Carrie.
Epstein. Some fans believe that the set of Ellen's show was modeled after a temple on Epstein's island. While we're on the topic of weird things Ellen was caught doing, some sources online have even pointed to strange symbolism hidden in some of Ellen's videos. March 2020, right when COVID lockdowns began, Ellen DeGeneres made a bizarre video wearing a hoodie with a red bloody face. The same face that Jay-Z was later spotted wearing.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it. Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right? No. I know Jamie does. What is it? It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore. Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen? Yeah. Really? Just look at the temple and then look at the... Let me see Ellen's background.
It's almost an exact replica.
Ellen's entire public image was carefully crafted, and once her fans found out what kind of person she actually was, she lost everything. Joe Rogan actually saw it coming years ago. He said that Ellen's personality always felt forced, like she was wearing a mask. Rosie O'Donnell...
It did. It seemed very, very fake. Every time I've ever seen her, it seemed fake. It's never seemed genuine, ever.
Why did she say that?
I don't know, because I have photos of her holding my newborn babies. I knew her for 30 years. Like, I don't know Rosie, we're not friends. It was so upsetting to me that I had T-shirts made. I don't know Rosie, we're not friends, and I gave them out to my staff. Because it was very painful. And, we've never sort of gotten over it.
Did she ever reach out to you to explain it or what her thinking was, or?
No.
I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, but she's a strange creature.
Well, we're not similar.
She's a lizard human.
I can say that for sure. We're not emotionally similar.
No.
And I was never asked to go on her show. When I was, it was long after they had been on for many years, and she had the same staff as my show, the same producers, the same everything. And
that's wild.
Now I don't blame her for doing that. I didn't create the genre of a Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas talk show. This was what I grew up watching. But I did think that she was all of a sudden in the position I was in, where she was starting a show and wanted it to be successful and get the money and the accolades that came with it. And instead of deciding to stand next to me and hold my hand, which is what I did to her, she did the opposite.
I'll tell you right now, having a talk show seems like one of the easiest gigs. It does not seem like a hard gig at all. Having a reaction channel, I feel like it's a talk show in a sense. And let me tell you right now, the hardest thing is finding topics to talk about. Getting on camera and talking and having fun is the easiest part. This part right here, the recording part, is the absolute easiest part of any of this. The hardest part is finding the content, staying up with the times, knowing what to talk about. The easiest part is recording it. So like for these people, she's alley-ooped and you just get layups of these celebrities and you have all these connections. Her job's not hard.
2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Hesh, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel. But I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of close people around you dying in weird ways. No one can ever really know exactly what Ellen was involved with since both Twitch and Anne Heche had died. But here's the thing. The rest of Hollywood is just as bad. Joe Rogan spoke out about allegations and patterns of abuse and predation in the entertainment industry and how common abuse can be among child actors and young performers. Almost a decade later, after the truth about Diddy and Harvey Weinstein came out, it was all proven to be true.
Don't let your kids be around weird agents and take them to auditions.
Don't let your kids get into acting. Do not let your kids get into that.
Has it ever worked out? Well, the other thing is look at what happened with that Sandusky guy. That guy was taking care of kids. His whole thing was hey, I do charitable work with children. I do charitable work and I take care of these kids. Camp. Yeah, I'm just all about helping kids. It's all about helping kids. They're our future. If you're an actress and you worked with Harvey Weinstein, you never tried to hit on you? What?
I don't know about you guys, man, and let me know what you think, but anytime I see people that work with kids a lot, it's so fishy to me. It's unbelievably fishy to me. You're telling me you only work with kids? That's your profession, is working with children? I don't know, man. It's always weird. Let's go to some of the comments of the other Ellen video I did. Human flesh comes and goes, but demonic spirits live on throughout history. They were the same spirits that influenced people thousands of years ago and are still here today, taking shelter in new human beings. That's why the despicable acts we see happening these days aren't new at all. There's an eternal being who makes them all tremble in fear. Jesus. They always find a way to silence these people. Eye-opening, thanks. Yes, Levi, keep these stories coming. The more people that know what is going on with showbiz, people, the better. It is sickening. Had this been an average American citizen, they'd lock us up, throw away the keys. So sick of these criminals getting away with everything. Zero justice. They are conspiracies. The accused have conspired to commit awful acts on the innocent. Sadly, Ellen was found face down in Ricky Lake this morning. News at 10. I don't think that's true. Let's be real. Why would you trust a man whose stage name is Diddy? Who didn't he Diddy? Corey Feldman was speaking out against Hollywood decades ago when he was young. He blames Hollywood for his best friend Corey Haim's death. But the Dow was over 50,000. I'll never watch anything else with Tom Hanks after I saw a picture of him and Jeffrey sitting down to a friendly personal dinner. And yes, there was little girls present. Dr. Mangus Hirschfield approves. Nothing will change unless we fix it ourselves. Hollywood is in Los Angeles, the self-proclaimed city of angels. What kind of angels would dwell in Los Angeles? Fallen angels? The same ones that fell when Satan fell and was cast out of heaven? Your dog's fixation with the back of your head is amazing. They sold their souls to the devils. Oh, what is this? I love your show, Levi. I'm very proud of you. It's beautiful to see a man who literally built himself. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. They sold their souls to the devils in Hollywood and their booties, bottoms up. But this is also why I think a lot of people are gravitating towards YouTubers, content creators, and stuff that I would consider like independent media. I don't have anybody cutting me a check. I don't have some big corporation saying, you got to talk about this. You got to cover this. You got to be PC. Got to be politically correct. You know, believe all women. Trans children are like, no, we don't do any of that nonsense here. We're based in fact, logic. Very conservative here. I don't want my daughter to play in a league where trans kids are playing basketball with her. I don't want that. I think we should hold these people accountable. I don't care how much money you have. It's a wild world we live in, and people say corruption isn't real. People that say that, they just need more money. Because it is real. Is real. Oh, is there something there? Corruption is definitely real. You just got to have enough money to afford it. It's alive and well. People get away with stuff all the time. People have, what is it, diplomatic immunity? People that work in the CIA and the FBI. You can't arrest me. Can't touch me. Whatever I do, I can just do what I can do what I do. Whatever, doesn't matter. Which is wild work. And then these people that are super rich and super famous, they can just do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can do anything. They can get away with anything. And it's time for these people to be held accountable. Especially if we're holding people accountable for stealing, you know, a Snickers bar at Walgreens. You get arrested for stealing, you know, a video game from Walmart, which is why they lock them up. You get arrested for stealing something at Target. Yeah. But these people can just get away with all this stuff. Nobody's investigating it. Come on, bro. Something's fishy. Something's in the water. And people are starting to see it. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, people will really wake up. And this is why I see we're starting to see like an emergence of people that...
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, shoot. I'm getting sleepy.
The Ellen DeGeneres situation's getting even more sticky. It's almost as sticky. It's because people are sick of it. They're sick of the facade. They're sick of the fakeness. And they're sick of being talked to like they're stupid. People aren't stupid. Like, you guys aren't dumb. And I think with a lot of movies and entertainment and even the music industry, they treat people like they're dumb. And that's not the case. People are a lot, in my opinion, there are dumb people out there, yes. There are stupid people. And they're going to be everywhere. Hell, we can all be a little bit stupid sometimes, you know? But people in general aren't stupid. They don't need to be led down a path like that. People get it. People aren't retarded. But I digress. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's always good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.
I'm definitely going to bed. Sleepier and sleepier.